Hey guys, and welcome back to Tumbler Creek Bees and More. Man, it's a great day. It's a beautiful day. I don't have my bee suit on. I'm waiting until it gets just a little bit hotter. It's just not quite hot enough to put my bee suit on. I'd rather it be around 100, 105 degrees before I put that thing on. So I'm just dressed like this right now. But I'm going to put it on here a little bit. I'm going to do a hive check. I'm going to do a few things today, and I hope you'll stick with me and join me. I'm really glad you're here today. It's going to be really fun. I'm excited about the way my bees are doing. Today I'm going to do a couple things. One, I'm going to do a hive check on my smallest hive as far as number of bees in there. I think they're still doing fine. I just want to go in there and making sure they're still laying eggs, they're still growing eggs, they're still storing food. They're doing all the kind of stuff I want them to do. They just don't seem to be growing as fast as the other two hives do. I just want to make sure everything's going as it should. I'm not worried about it. I just want to make sure for sure, because there's just not as many, there's just not as many bees in there as the other two. I want to make sure it's not shrinking. I want to make sure it's still at least staying the same. I'm hoping it's going to grow. Maybe what I'm going to do today will help it grow a little bit. We'll see. I don't know. I'm going to do something brand new that I've never, ever done with my bees before. I'm going to do what's called drenching them. Yeah, drenching them. It's just what it sounds like. I'm going to take this right here. I'm going to pour it in this right here. I'm going to pour it over their head, all over the hive, right? I'm going to drench them with maybe a quart, as much as a quart of that stuff. That sugar water is 1-to-1. That means I've got 4 cups of water with 4 pounds of sugar. That's half a gallon of water, 4 pounds of sugar. And then I put this stuff right here, Bee Cleanse, in there. It's got some proteins, amino acids, all kinds of good stuff for bee health in there. So why would I do that to my bees? That doesn't seem like very much fun. Well, here's why. This is what I was told. So bees don't like to be sticky just as much as you and I don't like to be sticky. In other words, say somebody took some sugar water and dumped it over your head. What would you do? Okay, don't say punch somebody. That's not nice. Okay, but what you would do is you would go take a shower and get the sticky stuff off, because we don't like to be sticky. Well, bees don't either. But guess what? Bees can't go jump in the shower. Who knew? So what they do, they start picking at each other. They start cleaning each other off. They start helping each other out, help a sister out. That's what they're doing. So they start doing that. And when they do, they also, when they're picking the sticky stuff off, if they've got mites on there or other things, parasites, they're picking those mites off too. They're cleaning each other. Kind of like when you see, like at the zoo, the monkeys picking the ticks off each other. That's kind of what the bees are. This encourages the bees to do that. They do that somewhat already, but this helps them do it more. This time of year, man, the mites are going to start picking up. And I haven't checked for them yet, but this is just going to be preventative. So it does 2 things. That's the first thing it does, helps them do that. Next thing it does, they're going to be eating that stuff. Pick, pick, pick. I know that's gross, but that's what they do, all right? So they're going to pick it up and eat. They're not only going to have that yummy, yummy sugar water they like, they're also going to have proteins, amino acids, all the stuff that's good for bee health. It helps their immune system. It helps them protect themselves from disease and stuff, because what I've been told, mites don't kill bees. That's just what I've been told. Mites don't kill bees. The diseases that mites carry kill bees. So this helps protect them from that. So I'm going to do it now. I'm probably going to do it again here in a couple weeks. If it all goes well, I'm going to do it in a couple weeks. I really pray that I don't end up with a whole bunch of dead bees under the hive after this. I'm just trusting the things that I've been taught and trusting the fact that I've learned them correctly. So we're hang in here in just a few minutes. That's what we're about to go out to the hive and do. I want to show you one other thing real quick. I got in the mail this week. I'm not going to use this anytime in the next few weeks, but I'll use it probably next month sometime. It's a new feeder, just a different kind of feeder. You've heard me talk about deep boxes, which is my brood box. That's where babies go. That's where they live, basically. Then you've heard me talk about the medium-size brood medium-size boxes. That's where I have my supers. That's where we try and do honey store. Well, this is a shallow box. Same dimensions, length and width, but depth is different. It's just skinny. The special thing about this one is it's got this insert, and this insert is a feeder. It means I pour their food in here, pour some sugar water in here for them to eat. And what they can do, they crawl, this goes right on top of their hive. They can crawl up through this and into the corners. Corner, 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 middle. And it's got these things in here. What that happens, if a bee just crawls into the water, it's going to get stuck in the water and drown. Well, this keeps them from getting stuck in the water and drowning. These are removable. Let me take it off real quick to show you kind of what it looks like in there. See, there's a hole, so they can crawl up through here into this hole and then down the side of this where there's water waiting for them. The inside of the plastic is rough. The corner of this has some ridges in it. So now the bees can crawl up in any of the corners, go down there, safely get to the water. There's a little gap here. They can safely get to that water, get a drink, and go back to their business in the hive. It's a great way of feeding them. I think the thing I like about this, maybe more than the ones I'll see, this is plastic, smooth, it's easy to clean. I have two that are foam, not easy to clean. They get mold on there, and I just scrub, and trying to get them clean. It takes a long time. This one, I have one that's plastic, but this one seems to be a little bit more sturdy plastic and stronger. The other thing I like about this is there's things at all corners and the middle. So if my hive is just a little bit tilted and you're at the end of the sugar water and there's just a little bit left, they can still come over here and finish that off. No matter if it's just, I try and keep them pretty level, but if they're just a little bit tilted and it goes to one corner, well, they're all right. They still have food to eat. Anyway, that's that's just my show and tell for the day, because I like show and tell and I like getting new stuff. So that's my new feeder. We're gonna try it, maybe end of July, beginning of August. We're gonna start feeding them again, because things dry out there and there's just not as much to eat. So we like to help them out, because what do we want? We want the bees to survive the summer. We want them to survive the fall, the winter. We want them there next spring, so I'm not starting over again. So we have 3 hives that are gonna be strong, and I can split those suckers and have 6 hives next spring. That's the goal anyway. We'll see what happens. I hope that happens. But for now, I'm going to put the suit on, because I think it's almost 100 now. So I better go ahead and stick it on there, because I wouldn't want to get cold. I'm going to put the suit on. Next time you see me, you'll probably just be seeing my hands and parts of me, because it's going to be looking in a hive and checking out for its health. And then we're going to, boom, sugar up those bees. A little Def Leppard action. Pour some sugar on those bees. All right, we'll see you in a minute. Okay, so here we are out at the hives. The first thing I'm going to do is just look at this super. It's on top. Not very many bees. I didn't expect very many to be in there, so I just kind of smoke it, take a quick look, and pretty much going to take it off just so I can look at that lower brood box. Again, same thing. I'm going to smoke it a little bit, just kind of run them all down. You can see them all just scurrying down to get down into the frames and away from that smoke. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the first frame off, and just to give myself a little bit of room. That way I can look at each frame individually. Some bees on that one, which I'm kind of happy with, but not just a ton. Then I'm going to go frame by frame. Okay, so again, what I'm looking for when I open these frames up is number of bees for one, and then I'm looking at the brood. How much brood is there? How good is the brood pattern? The brood is everything from little bitty baby eggs to larvae all the way to capped brood. Okay, so the capped brood, what you can see is that kind of orangey brown, the cover, when it's covered up. And what I'd like to see is a whole bunch of capped brood together. I'm not completely seeing what I'd like to see on that. I'm seeing quite a bit of brood. The brood pattern isn't great. This queen isn't just super strong, but she's okay. If you, as many bees as you see on these frames, believe it or not, the other 2 hives I have are packed. I mean, packed full of bees. This one's pretty good and it's pretty full and it's keeping to its own. I also want to make sure, when I look from one week to the next, how many bees? Are there less bees? Are there more bees? Are they about the same? What I've been seeing is this hive grew real quick and it's kind of stalemated. Honestly, you'll see when I get to the frame here in just a little bit toward the end, they're not full at all. So I've probably got about 7 or 8 frames of bees right now on this hive. I could have waited to put the super on, to be honest with you. I probably should have. But I'm going to smoke a little bit more. I'm going to go around to the end of the hive so I can get a better look at those frames. You can see they're pretty good full, even all the way down. That's frame number 7, I believe. So it's still pretty full. The first one was fairly full. Frame 8, you can see the first half is full. The second half didn't have much on it. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. Like I said, I've got about 7.5 frames of bees on this thing, which is good. It's a good, strong, decently strong hive. I'll probably get about a 6 out of 10 if I was going to rank it. But look, you can kind of see those brown dots. Those are capped brood. Ideally, what I like to see is big groupings of capped brood. But I mean, they're doing okay. They're popping out. They're doing okay. I just want to make sure this hive's doing well. Again, I wasn't looking for the queen necessarily. I'm looking for signs of the queen, and I saw that. Now it's time to do what I came to do. I'm going to smoke them a little bit more, get them back down in that hive, and now I'm going to drench them just like that. It's that sugar water with the bee cleanse on there. I'm just pouring that straight over the frames to hopefully drench every bee in there with some of that sugar water, so they'll clean themselves off, they'll protect themselves, and they'll get back to being more healthy. Put the super back on, put the inner cover back on, put the outer cover back on, and we have got ourselves a hive inspection complete. I'm going to go do the other two, and we'll talk to you guys later.